I'm watching the local news on in the New York area, and I mean, it's like they are flying over the story as quickly as they can. I mean, they're talking about everything else. They're talking about some ice cream store that opened up, weather reports that goes on forever, traffic reports, some warehouse fire in the neighborhood, except when it comes to this racially motivated murder, like this particular one of this beautiful, beautiful young girl. They don't want to talk about that because they don't want to point out to the rising level of black racism, the almost the level of bestiality that was involved in the murder of this little girl is really, I mean, it's not unprecedented. It happens all the time when black racists do it. But the fact that the media will rather cover, the homeless situation where you see all those black homeless people and some public project where they have rats all over it. They would rather cover that until the end of days than the victim of black racism. And you know, I don't even like Trump, but he calls the media fake news. I mean, it's not fake. They're just afraid of talking the real story, and that is the level of criminality against white people that takes place every single minute. They estimate there's a white woman raped by blacks every 10 minutes in this country, and the media doesn't even want to touch it. Sure, we'll never hear the end of Michael Brown. We'll never hear the end of Trayvon Martin, two thugs that got killed by white police officers. We'll never hear the end of white racist cops, as they call them, people who make $40,000 a year and try to make a living. But a story like this of brutality and slaughter and racism doesn't even make the 6 o'clock news. Barely, barely. It's almost like they are annoyed. They seem to be almost like it's almost uncomfortable to report it because they have to report the fact that even though the perpetrators have not been caught, they have to be black. I mean, you think a bunch of white stockbrokers went and they murdered this girl? I mean, not even illegal immigrants would have done this. It's blacks because that area is predominantly black around Barnard College. So the blacks that did this, and they're doing this at a more frequent basis than ever before. You see these malls, you see these blacks going crazy, and they attack white people in this mall. All of a sudden, they actually text each other and they say, "Let's go to the mall during the holiday season and assault white people." You know, and that's what they do. And the white media doesn't want to touch it, doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to identify the perpetrator by race. They just are uncomfortable, afraid, whatever you want to call it. They just don't want to touch black on white criminality and racism, which happens every like 10 seconds in this country.